Alright, we've got a bit of money. Do we want to put the money into the shop? Yeah, let's just buy some HP. Alright, take me to the world. Let's just go back to the library once more as the Oldman. And see if we can't maybe do that. Many animals you can own, you probably shouldn't. This is like an objective fact.
There's also this dog on... Hold on.
Okay. Holding.
There's this dog on TikTok.
Hey,
He's
Desmond.
this big, like, chunky Rottweiler. And he loves women, so, like, he's always happy and, like, joyful whenever women are around and are petting him. And the moment a man comes into the room, he just kind of, like, stops and stares and looks really uncomfortable. Which is my favorite thing. Because it's just, like, same.
I was gonna make the joke that, like, it's though this dog is a guy. Like, yeah. Oh man, women are paying attention to me. The second a guy pays attention to them, they're like, oh, okay. Which is why gym bros will be endlessly funny to me, because they're like, dude, I'm gonna get so shredded, women are gonna love it. And then, no, they won't. Like, maybe some will, but most of them no. It's like, you're doing that for you, buddy. I've never actually encountered a dog that's anxious around, like, specific people in real life. Like, I know that they exist, but, like, I've just never met one that actually is. Remember the person that told me, know my place? Oh my god, are we getting a follow-up? Please tell me we're getting a follow-up. Is this person dead now? Did you kill them? You know what? Pay me out. Their dog did, not them? Excuse me? I have questions. A few days after they said that their dog just decided to not eat anymore. That's depressing.
Mm.
Even if this person sucks ass. I've met dogs that supposedly don't like men, then just snuggled up next to me. I mean, if anything, that just means you're less likely to be a threat. At least to the dog. To women, well, who knows. Well, I mean, I don't want to say that that person deserves their dog deciding to not eat anymore. Because that's crazy. But also, like, it is wild how they were just like, I'm gonna treat this person like they're not a human. Oh no. My creature. Let's take a duplicator, why not? Perfect, there we go. That's why we're keeping this garlic, man. Get me out of here. Get me out of here! Let me out!
Let me out.
Because of that, we're
That
going
was
to
a
have to move our
wild day.
schedule for the 6th time because I refuse. I'm going to be the asshole. Yeah, that's fair. Also, yeah, every time that you go to the hospital is like the most insane thing I've ever heard.
Because the kidney stone, there was that old guy who was like, "Get me out of here! Get me out! I want my wife!
I want my wife!
Let me out!" And then the last time I went, there was the fucking woman who was detoxing off of heroin that I was sitting beside in triage, and they're like, "Try not to get stressed." And I'm sitting here like, then why the fuck did you put me
next to this person?
by this bitch? Like, you know, I'm glad she's here and I'm glad she's getting help, but
like, what the fuck, dude?
can you not sit me beside her if I'm supposed to be relaxing? And then because to the left of me was the lady detoxing off of heroin. To the right of me was the 98-year-old woman who kept going, "Help me, please help me. Why am I here? I don't know why I'm here. I want my son."
Christ.
And like her fever was like 106.
Jesus
because, like,
Christ.
I remember the guy took her temperature and was like, "Huh," and then took it again and was like, "Huh, that's not good." And they're like, "Hey, where are you, ma'am?" And then we thought she was in like 1930 something.
Oh my god.
And then she kept calling because a lot of the medical staff that were there at the time were people of color. And so
I remember she kept getting really racist.
She kept calling them N-words, and I'm just sitting there like, "Oh god, can we not do this?" And then I felt horrible because I'm sitting there and I was there for 8.5 hours. Right? Because I got home at like midnight.
Yeah, I remember.
And I felt horrible because at one point I was like, "Excuse me?" And like the one lady stopped by and she's like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I'm like, "Can I please have a water?" Like,
you always
I'm
are like,
dying.
"I feel so terrible inconveniencing these people." I'm like, it's their job, man. Like,
I was like, I think my exact words were, "If I wanted to get a water, where could I go get one from?" And she was like, "Oh, that's my job. Be right back." And then she brought me back a water, and I was like, "Oh my god, thank you so much." And then I chugged it. And then before I finish it, she brought me a second one. She's like, "I realized you've been here for 8 hours. Here's another one." And I was like, "Can I ask a question? Like, how much is this water?" And she's like, "Oh, it's free." I'm like, "No, the cup." She's like, "I don't know, like $20." I'm like, "I'm taking these home." And I took them both home. I'm like, "I'm taking these fucking," because they're like really good plastic cups with handles.
What the fuck?
I'm like, I'm fucking taking these. And the matching bendy straw it comes with it.
By your side.
Yeah, they were a delight. And then I felt really bad because they ran out of places to take my blood from, and so they had to take it from the top of my hands, and I told them, like, "You're gonna have to strap my arm down because I will punch you." Like, not even, like, on purpose. It's, like, out of, like, just reflex, and so they did. They had to strap both. I'm like, no, not the one, the both.
No, you are
strapped both of them down.
misunderstanding.
The lady was really nice, and then I kept apologizing because I was there, and I was, like, sweating. That was just, like, really gross. I was like, "I'm sorry, I smell so bad." And they're like, "You're fine."
They literally
they're
deal
like-
with, like, people coming in who are, like, septic. Like...
And then they, like, squeezed my thigh, or not my thigh, like, my calf, because they're like, "Are your calves swollen?" I'm like, "No, they're just really big."
No, I'm just
and they
fat.
Squeeze them, like, and they squeeze them like, "Oh yeah, no, this is just muscle." I'm like, "I told you."
The one muscle fat people have, like, in spades is their fucking calf muscles, man.
I gotta hold this up, bitch.
Literally what it is. It's one of those things that sounds like it's mean, but it's just true.
We were all very, and then they were like so shocked because like when I went there for my kidney stone, I was like, "Please dope me up," right? Because it hurt. I think a kidney stone was the worst thing I've ever felt.
It's famously one of those things that is just not pleasant.
And because that guy kept screaming, "Get me out of here, let me out," or whatever. I remember the nurse, because we were on a video call because I was scared.
Yeah.
And I remember them being like the lady being like, do you want to go to bed? I'm like, more than anything. And she's like, all right.
I remember
and
that.
She put like 7 things in my IV, and then I think I just legit passed the fuck out. And they didn't come check on me because like, we could hear you snoring, we knew you were fine.
Pretty much, honestly. if
like,
if they can tell you're
snoring,
okay.
When I stopped snoring, they would come in and they would check, but it's just because like I rolled over to my side or whatever. But I'm like, what did you put in there? And she's like, you don't want to know. She's like, but you're about to, she's like, see you in the morning. And that little fucking, I always say, if you want a good nurse, like if you go in and your nurse is not a young white woman, you're gonna have a good time. Anytime I've had a woman my age who was white, it was a miserable experience. And typically their name's like Michaela or Brittany or Heather. Alright?
You're just, well, like, after a while, you were just saying normal names. Like, Michaela, sure,
No.
but, like, Heather is just normal, man.
No! Their names are always, like, fucking, like, Mackenzie. Like, it's always mean girls in high school. Right?
Mormons.
No. You want either an old white woman. I'm a little high, by the way. You want either an old white woman or anyone else.
Or anyone else.
A woman, because I don't like male nurses. No offense to the male nurse community out there, but I don't. Any other female nurse that's not like a white woman 30 and younger. Okay? Because that little, I don't know, she was some person of color, fucking treated me right and didn't take shit from that guy that was calling her bad names. She's like, you want to feel good? And he was like, yeah. And she's like, well, I can make you feel good or I can make you feel like shit. Which one do you want? And I was like, yeah. Get him, Maria.
Headline: streamer is racist and hates men being nurses.
Yes, I do. How am I being racist? I just say, like, I don't... Mean white girls is, like, a common stereotype for nurses.
I think it was more the, like, I'm not sure what their ethnicity was, but...
I don't know what their ethnicity was. I was fucking high on Oxycontin. I don't know what they were. I was so drugged up. That woman made sure I didn't feel anything. I couldn't even feel the bed.
Oh no, the joke was being racist against whites. Well, I mean, when you are white, like, I mean...
I'm allowed to be.
When you're white, you are the most racist against whites, because have you seen Britain?
White people suck. Alright? We just kind of suck.
Every group sucks, man. Like, fucking... You go to Africa, and
White
it's just like,
suck a
hey...
lot, though.
Yeah, but, like, you go to Africa, and they're just like, hey, are you a slightly shorter group of people? We're gonna kill you.
I'm talking about in America.
No, I know.
White people suck. Alright?
I'm just
Especially
saying.
now.
We gotta be equal opportunists in how people talk about genocide, because it's fun. You get to talk about the ones that people don't...
Genocide. I'm just talking about entitlement. White people got a lot of it, and I'm like, why?
Years of systemic societal pressure.
You suck. Like, for example, my white male urologist
Dude.
blamed my kidney stone on me being fat and having a poor diet. I had to get a new urologist. I went up to her, and she was beautiful. Again, I don't know her ethnicity. I just know she wasn't white. And I was just like, hi, this is my food journal. I know it's not my diet. And she's like, oh no, it's probably not your diet. Let's look into it. And they were like, oh, we don't think you have IBS. We think you have this other thing, which is making you not absorb nutrients correctly, which is making you become dehydrated. And it's actually making kidney stones form in your kidneys. We should proceed with these things to like with tests to like make sure this is the case. And then I saw how expensive those tests were, and I was like, oh, let's get the kidney stones. But she at least tried.
The most American way to handle it was, and then I looked at the price, and it's like, there shouldn't be a price, motherfucker. Like,
I asked her, like, how much is it? And she's like, you're looking at about like $2,000 a test. And I was like, fuck that.
That's
but,
so
like,
stupid.
She at least listened to me. And I was like, it's not my diet. I have a food journal. And, like, she went through it. She didn't just, like, take my word for it. She, like, took the journal and she went through it. She's like, you only eat, like, shit 1 day a week, really? And I'm like, yep. And it's Saturday. I go out to eat. I have lunch with friends. And then, like, I get home and I have maybe one too many sweet treats. Okay? I'm like, so, yeah. And then she's like, when you're on your, she's like, I can tell when you're on your monthly cycle because of the salt intake. I'm like, yep. You damn tootin'. But, like.
That's really fucking funny, though.
But she, like, listened to me, whereas the old white man blamed me being fat. And I'm like, that's not it. That can't be it. Like, is it helping? Probably not. But that's not the cause. Because me being fat has nothing to do with my dieting. It's genetic, and I have a fucking hormone disorder, you cocksucker.
Can I just say, I think that it's absurd that they made you remove your own catheter. That
I did
shit,
have to remove my own
that
catheter.
shit would
Yeah, that
not
sucked.
fly. Like,
That sucked. And then I had to call them and let them know I removed my catheter. And they had to ask, like, hey, was this piece still connected? Because
that's
if not,
so
that means
crazy, dude.
that
Like,
means it's stuck inside of your bladder, and that means you have to come in and we have to surgically remove it.
it's so nuts. Like,
Yeah. And, like, so when I was pulling it out, I felt it leave my bladder.
as you
No,
would.
I felt it leave my kidney. I felt it go through the tubage to my bladder, and then I felt it leave my bladder, and, like, it was disgusting. It didn't hurt, but it felt like invasive.
Because it's literally invasive. Yes.
It was really uncomfortable. Yeah, they made you. They made me take out my own catheter, and then, I have that stent in me, which is why I can't. When I have to pee, it's like I gotta pee.
Yeah.
It's like I can't not pee.
What an insane circumstance.
Yeah, because I have narrow tubage, so
You
they're
have a
like,
narrow
"We're gonna put this in there
urethra.
to try to widen your plumbing, as he called it. So if I have another kidney stone, I can pass it comfortably without having to get surgery done. But yeah. And then the amount of oxy they prescribed me. I think I have like 60 tablets.
I'm
But I just
eating
haven't used.
bracket doesn't care roast beef, by the way. I mean, hey, I just want to say it's very funny that you happen to be eating terminology for women's vaginas when you hate them.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's all I had to contribute there.
Or the fucking old white bitch that doctor that when I walked in to talk about like my chest pain, and 100% it was because of work being awful.
Yeah.
But I'm like, hey, I have high blood pressure. The doctor at the UR like the emergency room was like, hey, it's got to be your anxiety combining with your Lexapro. And it's just like a constant circle. Like, we have to fix one of these. And that's why he was like, he looked at my chart and was like, I think you should honestly just do pot. He's like that. He was like that because we can't take you off your Lexapro. You can't quit your job. This was before
Yeah.
the new job was lined up. He's like, you can't quit your job. And getting you to quote unquote calm down kind of is out of the question. He was like, fucking smoke pot. And then he went, hold on. He looked at my chart. He's like, you've had asthma in the past and you have chronic bronch. He's like, eat pot.
Do not smoke it.
He's like, eat pot. He's like, eat edibles. But I went to the fucking doctor because I was like, oh, if I'm having chest pain, like, maybe they can give me, like more, like, blood pressure meds, because I was given enough to last me until the doctor's appointment, right? To kind of, like, help shit out.
Eat pant,
And
yeah.
Eat pant. And the doctor was just like, well, have you tried Ozempic? I'm like, what does that have to do with fucking anything? And she's like,
What
I really
the
think...
fuck? Sorry.
You're fine. But she was like, I really think Ozempic, you would benefit from Ozempic. I'm like, why? And she's like, because you're overweight. And I'm like, I'm losing like 3 to 4 pounds a month. That's average. Like, I'm doing so slowly so I don't get super saggy skin.
Do DMT?
and she's like,
No, do DMC.
And she was like, due to your size, I really do think you could lose 20 pounds a month.
Which is
And
crazy.
listen.
Like, that's really fast.
It's like, listen, I'm fat. I'm not 600 pounds on life. That's not happening. And then she was appalled because she was like, what's your goal weight? And I was like, 280. Like, what? I'm like, yeah. She's like, that's still like obese. I'm like, I know. I think curvy women are hot.
But also, like, everything can be in progress. Like, if you want to go lower, you go lower, and then you keep going lower by, like, reasonable numbers. I never want to
be skinny, though. I never want to be skinny.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if you're wanting to lose weight, you can lose weight in reasonable windows. Like,
it's like, I want to keep my boobs. I want to keep my ass. I just kind of want to lose my arm and a little bit more of my stomach. Like, I'm kind of okay with being fat. And 280 is like my goal weight because it's like I'd be thinner, but I'd still be chubby, and I think that's a flattering look for me, right? And so she was appalled. She's like, well, that's not healthy. And then I looked at her and I was like, and? Like, I don't know what to tell you, bitch. I'm not taking Ozempic. I don't want to take Ozempic. There's bad. She's like, we'd start you off on like a micro dosage, and then we would pump you up to like stage 3 so you would lose weight rapidly. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I've seen like the side effects of that Ozempic. I'm like, and knowing my luck, I'd get them. It's like, if you have gastrointestinal issues, like, hey, don't take Ozempic. I'm like, hey, guess what I have? I have IBS, or the not IBS. We never took the test to find out.
You have like, undetermined gastrointestinal
it's either IBS
issue.
Or the other thing. Either way, tummy unhappy. Like, I also have gallbladder issues. Don't think I should be taking Ozempic. Also, all it does is make you feel full. You're not changing your habits with it, which is why when people come off of it, they gain the weight back.
It's the same problem when people get, like, the stomach surgery.
Yeah, and so it's like, I'm kind of cool with just losing weight slowly. And if I'm hungry, I just drink a fuck ton of water. You know?
That's a solution, I suppose.
The only time I don't is when I'm on my period. Like, I could tell my period's starting because my boobs hurt and I'm cramping. And so I had french fries today from McDonald's and I don't care. I'm on my period. Leave me alone.
This is apropos of nothing, but the other day, it made fucking gnocchi stuff was like, I've made too many. I'm gonna try to do leftover thing. And then I went and I cooked the leftovers, and the leftovers destroyed my pan, and now I need to buy a new pan.
Oh.
I cooked them, and I don't know why, but they just decided, what if I just left a residue on the bottom of the pan, and then when you tried to clean it off, you can't. And then when you do manage to get it off, it's ripped off all of your fingernails, and the bottom of the pan no longer seems to have, like, non-stick capabilities, because now everything that I've tried to cook in it has stuck to the bottom ever since that, and I don't know why! Never has happened to me before. I've never made something that stuck to the bottom in that way. So, and it was like, it was fucking proper oiled up, so it shouldn't have done that. Just on the topic of eating. I have no idea why, but my pan has been destroyed. So there goes my favorite pan. Now I need to buy a new favorite pan. And it's like, do I just, like, eat the cost and buy, like, a nice one, or what? Extra fries, check you out.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know my thing is that audible.
Oh, it's so loud.
Sorry. I was trying to look up shit for fucking, the Trump shooting, but I got an ad for Bob's Burgers, and for some reason Bob's Burgers is one of those shows where I'm like, I'll watch it.
I did see that the one, like, nice brand of cookware does have, like, a sale thing going on. And I was like, maybe. But then it's like, the only way to get this is for, like, shipping, which is expensive. or like Toronto, and I don't really want to go to Toronto.
I think that people are shitting on the potential because I don't think it's gonna come, like, I don't think it's gonna be animated or anything. But the fact that the new avatar is like a child, like a small kid, and like is slightly disabled, I think people are like shitting on them, and I'm like, shut up, it's gonna suck anyway.
They're shitting on them because of the disability thing, which I think doesn't really hold water in a world where you can have magic. Like, to a degree, for some things, I get it, where it's like, if you're in a wheelchair, it is admittedly harder to go on adventures. I understand those people that make the argument against that sort of thing, but it's not like a complete zero-sum, like, you can now no longer do the cool things ever. But, like, you can't go, like, splunking in a cave without a guy carrying you on the back. Right? But I think, like, if you want to do that sort of stuff for your stories or for, like, role-playing purposes in a game or whatever, like, yeah, you can come up with some, like, cool shit with that narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Avatar legs don't work. I know this one is, like, missing a leg. But, like, if an Avatar was just straight crippled, right? Get 2 evolutions, okay. Like, you just get one dude to carry them around. And then that dude just is like, hey, cool, turn me around. I want to shoot fire at them. Like, you can still do cool shit with that. Fuck, if they're like a airbender, they just float forever. Speaking of shooting, Marathon is worth is Marathon worth $30? I think that depends on who you ask, and I think that depends on who you play with. Marathon has really good shooting. It feels very nice. It is made by Bungie. So, you know that the gun is going to feel good in your hands. The problem with Marathon is that it did have stolen assets involved in its creation originally. How you feel about that when you know that the, creator of the original assets that got their shit stolen, did receive a payout from Bungie, and they said that they're satisfied with that payout. Up to you how you feel on it. I don't have any personal ethical problems against it since they paid them and acknowledged them and put them over here in the credits and everything, but I do have problems with Bungie as a studio right now. So there is that. Also, apparently the community is like one of the most nightmarish communities to deal with on the internet. It's just like nobody wants to help each other, everybody just wants to shoot each other. The difficulty curve is apparently insane for it, but apparently it's fun. So it's like if you're playing with buddies, it could be a good game. Whether it's worth $30 to you, it's a question for you kind of thing. There's a lot of thought and semantic that can be had about that argument. Actually giving me NO D&D character ideas. I'm assuming that's a number of. I mean, D&D character ideas, like, okay, I'm gonna go back to the wheelchair thing, because I always see D&D fucking losers absolutely smearing the fact that, like, wheelchair people want wheelchair accessible D&D. Just like the world is not wheelchair accessible, your D&D world should not be wheelchair accessible. However, if you want to create cool things to give your wheelchair person access to the world, I am all for that shit, and the people that, like, get up in arms about it are some of the most annoying fucking people on the planet. If you want it to have wheels, you're gonna deal with some shit. Some buildings will not be accessible to you. You might not be able to get upstairs easily in certain places. it's just gonna be how it is, because people act like shit and don't fucking wheelchairs cert their places in real life. You think they're gonna do it in a medieval society? But you know what you could do to make it really cool if your character's a mage? Your wheelchair just has little legs. It's not a wheelchair, it just walk. Like that one fucking Ossiarch Bone Reaper mini, where the guy's sitting in the chair, but the chair has feet. Like, that shit's cool, man. Just do that. Neon Odyssey, it's a sci-fi synthwave supplement. Interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind. But yeah, no, I've seen people play a lot of Marathon lately, and it does seem like it would be fun. I'm not gonna lie. But I don't know about playing it myself. Okay, this is working out. Character from Slay the Spire 2 who's got little minions to carry him on his big-ass throne. Yeah, see, like, that would be really fun for if your character's like a crippled noble. You'd just be, fucking Ivar the Boneless. Who might not have existed, or who might have existed. But Ivar the Boneless was like, a fucking Viking Age leader whose legs didn't work, but apparently he was fucking kick-ass with a bow. So they would carry him up on a shield and have just like a couple of guys lift him up and he would just fucking plink it. And it's like, that rules. I'm not gonna lie. There's an Esper Sorcerer subclass that's called Symbiote. You're the Guyver and or Venom, basically. Why not have it, the symbiote is helping him fix a lame leg? Yeah, can do that too. There's a lot of things, like everybody just goes, why don't you just have your character have, like, a prosthesis? Or, like, why do you want the prosthesis to be... Is this the second character that we've gotten from a shitter this round? Alright, we'll buy them.
Also, I didn't mean to cut you off, but want to know one of my really, like, big things that makes me so mad about the Avatar fan base? Is just how...
We're back, okay, let's go.
We're back. We're back because I was just reading a thing. So I'm an OG Avatar fan, right? I like Avatar. Now, granted, do I like it so much that I'm gonna froth the mouth at the very... No. The Avatar movie that recently got leaked kind of sucked, okay? It was okay.
It was what I expected of a movie.
Yeah, it was alright. The voice acting wasn't super great in my opinion. The animation was fucking phenomenal. The story was meh. Honestly, I think they would have been better, especially if they're going to be releasing it on Paramount anyway, and not releasing it to theaters. They should have made it like a 4-part thing.
Like a mini-series.
Like a mini 4-part series. That's it.
Episode 1, reintroduce everybody, and at the very end, hint that there's some shit over there. Episode 2, you find that guy. Episode 3, you find the place. Episode 4 is the big final fight.
Exactly. Like, spread it out, because it felt so fucking rushed, okay? But, like, there's just... I get so mad when people... Because, like, you can say, like, oh, I didn't like Korra.
Korra had so many production issues that I can completely forgive anybody being like, I don't like it.
But if you're sitting there being like, Korra's a significantly worse Avatar, I want to be like, okay, so in my humble opinion, I think Aang's team carried Aang. 100%.
Yeah. They're a group of children. She's like a 16-year-old. Like,
I mean, even in their like the brief things we saw as them as
because he's not a fighter.
Yeah, so it's like, hey Beans, get off my fucking laptop. Thanks, bitch. It's like, I can understand why people don't like Korra. From again, like
She's kind of a bitch.
But that's the thing. Like when they made Korra,
And that's
they
the point.
hinted, like, hey, she's going to be the exact opposite of Aang. So like Aang was a peacemaker when the world kind of was like, we kind of need a guy who's gonna come in here and just start killing people. Now, granted, it worked out. Whereas like the reverse, it's like they kind of needed a peacemaker, and instead they got Korra, which like it kind of worked out.
You
eventually.
needed a person to tell people racism bad, and instead you got a person who's like, what if I punch you in the teeth?
Yeah. And so like, but and again, the main problem with Korra is they're like, you're only gonna get this many episodes, and then at the end they're like, actually you got some more, and they're like, well, we don't have a story, so we gotta figure this the fuck out. And then like again, they randomly took it off of Nickelodeon. They're like, we can only stream it. And now, granted, they were like, well, the reason why we took it off air is because it was getting too violent.
That's
and,
not even why. That's just the
what a
excuse
lot of
they
them
gave.
hinted at. Yeah, I'm like, airbending the air out of a dude's shit.
It's
was
fucking
bad.
rules.
It's cool, and like also it's not like it's not like it's on fucking like Disney Plus with like for like
It's
babies
Nickelodeon at like 6 in the afternoon. Like,
yeah, and so like it's like like 2 hours from now, Ren and Stimpy's gonna be playing. So shut the fuck up.
oh my god, Ren and
like,
Stimpy.
But like, I get so mad when people like, it's like people were cool with Aang making mistakes, but the moment Korra made one, they would get pissed.
Because woman.
And here that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. So the thing that makes me really mad is beforehand during normal Avatar, or Avatar like campaign 1, it's like people shit on Katara, right? People fucking hated Katara. When in reality, Katara was fucking amazing. Katara is my favorite character. I love Katara from beginning to end.
Well, it's because she's the mom.
She started off as an annoying mom-sister character, and then she turned into just a badass waterbender. And spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen the linked Avatar movie and gives a shit, when she like earthbender stances and like parts the sea, fucking sick, right? And so like I kind of get mad when she only gets known to be a fucking healer, like the greatest healer.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's a great fucking achievement. You parted the sea, motherfucker. Aang had to go into his fucking avatar state to keep a building from falling down. Meanwhile, you're just a guy, and you were able to part the fucking ocean for long enough to get a ship going? Are you fucking kidding me? And you don't get a statue, and you get known to be the best healer? Eat dick and balls and die, okay? And so then, again, I hate men, and people look at Korra and they're like, oh, why she's making mistakes as well. Some of these mistakes literally can be mirrored to the same exact mistakes that Aang made, with like detail tweaks in them, and people were fine with Aang making those mistakes, but if Korra made them, people thought it was awful. And I'm like, just say you don't like female main characters. That's fine. You can go, I don't like it when the main character is a female. I'm gonna call you a twat, but you can say that. I would rather you say that than making up excuses saying that Korra is a horrible character. She's fine. For what they had, she was a fine character. Was she my favorite character in the entire show? No, Asami was, because Asami was beautiful and lovely. But like, I just don't understand, like, and like even the creators pointed out like Korra's getting a bunch of backlash from fans for making some of the same mistakes Aang did. We don't really understand as to the why.
One of my favorite things for Korra is the fact that, like, the character is just kind of a bitch. like I understand why people don't like it, but at the same time, I think that that's great, because it's like, hey, you know how sometimes people didn't like some of the old avatars?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, sometimes this one also comes across kind of ass. Like people forget that, like, Kyoshi Island exists. Like,
Aang's whole thing was he didn't want to be the Avatar for a very long time. Even in his older age, he didn't, like,
He was glad to
want-
just get to go out and explore and do shit. He didn't
He
treat it
didn't
as like his whole
want
identity.
to be one. Meanwhile, Korra, her first line in the show is, "I'm the Avatar, deal with it." So it's like, she's the exact opposite of Aang. Instead of being peaceful and loving and like blah blah blah, you have a woman who's like, "Fuck you, I'm the Avatar," which, no offense, is a perfectly. If I was the Avatar, that'd be my perspective. Is, who the fuck are you? I'm the fucking Avatar, dude. Fuck off. Let me go all glowy boomy and fucking shoot you off a cliff for disrespecting me. Like, you're gonna have people who are gonna be like, "I'm the Avatar, I don't give a fuck," which is what she did. And then it eventually, like how Aang being very passive and like and just like, "I don't want to fight," kicked his ass. Her being like, "I'm the Avatar, go fuck you," like, go fuck yourself, ended up kicking her in her ass. So like, it's the same fucking thing, and people are shitting on her for it. And I'm like, again, she's not my favorite character. I can appreciate her for like what she was for the story, because it's like, why would I want to watch another show that has like a happy-go-lucky pacifist Avatar? I could just watch
some people just
season.
don't want things to change.
I could don't watch Avatar, because literally the whole fucking spiel is, hey, it's a how can you watch, if you watch the Avatar and you also like Doctor Who?
Oh god, don't get me started on Doctor Who Community right now.
It's the same fucking thing. A motherfucker dies, another dude takes their place, completely different personality, but can remember some of the same shit. Now granted, the Avatar doesn't remember some of the same shit, but they can go like, hold on, meditate, glowy, talk to their fucking past self and go, "Yo, dude, the fuck is this shit?"
What's wrong with Doctor
past
Who?
guy-
I'm just gonna like TLDR this so that way it doesn't distract from your thing. Basically, like, the last couple of seasons writing has not been very good. The doctors, like the actors, have been acting their ass off for it and like carrying the show, but the writing has been kind of weak. That's about it.
I was gonna say, I thought the new black guy was actually like a good actor.
He's good at embodying the Doctor as like a weird goofy guy again kind of thing. But like the writing for him was like really bad, unfortunately.
That kind of sucks, because I liked him as like a person.
It's the same thing with the lady that was the Doctor before him. Like, she was really good, but like the writing for a lot of the episodes was pretty bad. However, and I know people hate this, one of my favorites has to be like the new incarnation of the Master, because like the Master shows up and he's just dressed as Rasputin, and then he hits a fucking like button on a remote control, and the entire like palace that he is in converts into a disco and starts playing the Rasputin song while he dances to it. And it's like, yeah, that's not out of character for the Master. The Master has previously shown up as a guy that looks like a comic book villain multiple times. Refused to regenerate once so that way he could look like a living skeleton man. And then at one point when he showed up, took over the Parliament of Britain, and then when he gassed all of the Parliament ministers that were sitting there with him, he put on a gas mask, looked at them, and then gave a thumbs up. So, like, yeah, no, he's just like this. Like, he also became a woman at one point just to fuck with the Doctor. So it's like, yeah, no, like, the Master would 100% turn into Rasputin just so he could do a little dance. Like, that is what that guy is like. And people are like, oh, it's such a poorly written part. And it's like, no, that's in character, actually. The rest of the shit in that series, not great. That part, pretty good. Thumbs up. Also, have a good night, Tucker.
Night Tucker.
Didn't they get RCD back to write the new guy? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with Doctor Who. Like, it's hard to say. Like everything, you know? It's, I don't know. It's a common issue with a lot of current fiction. It's just like the writing's kind of just bad sometimes. But that's not unusual.
Long story short, just say you hate women.
A lot of the time, that is unfortunately the shorthand of stuff. Like Like, there were people that hated fucking Jodie Whittaker Doctor just because she was a woman. And it's like, we've established that Time Lords can swap gender. Like, that's not new. The actress was great. The writing was bad. That's it, just shrug. Also, like, people were, like, blaming her, being like, oh, well, this is why Doctor Who's gonna get canceled. And I'm just like, man, Doctor Who got canceled previously. Like, it's not even the first time. They almost made it American. Like, there's a Doctor Who movie where one of the Doctors only exists in that movie. They recast him immediately afterwards when they remade the series. So it's like, one Doctor only exists in one movie made by Americans. Like, and it wasn't a good movie. And it's like the Korra shit, where it's like, that, like, particular, you know, season was really well written. Why is this season bad? And it's like, well, because different people wrote it.
Yeah, I have nothing wrong with, like, this season is bad. I was more so bitching, it's like, why do you hate this character who's making the same mistakes as the man did?
Yeah.
It's because you hate women. Got it. Cool.
Like, I will say, whoever was in charge of the romance plots for Korra, like, they need to be fucking, like, taken out back with a blackjack and hit over the head. Like, not, like, in, like, a super mean way, but, like, you know, the thing they do in, like, mafia movies where they get, like, the little paddle thing and slap you in the head and you get knocked out and dragged away? Like, the romances in that show were so fucking messy. Like, that woman was with, like, 3 separate people over the course of that, and all of those relationships were not healthy.
Yeah, but then she got Asami, and we got...
No, that's also one of the unhealthy ones. They only made it good in, like, retrospect after, like, the time skip. Like, that's the part that sucks.
And then they travel the spirit world together. I don't know. It's...
Yeah, the later Moffat seasons are kind of rough, admittedly. If you want, like, a guy that I love the writing of, who now, unfortunately, I can't publicly acknowledge, there is a Neil Gaiman episode of Doctor Who, and I think it's, like, one of the best and worst written episodes simultaneously. Because it is...
What has Neil Gaiman done?
Oh, we talked about this a long time ago. He had, like, the really, like, contentious sexual relationship with some of his employees. Where it was where it was like the women seemed like they were not necessarily coerced, but, like, were made uncomfortable after the fact by all of this stuff. And it's like, you know, everybody seems bad here, but I'm gonna be like, just don't fuck your employees is step 1.
Don't shit where you eat.
Like, literally. Like, it's... Because obviously, like, there's the power imbalance that starts off there, where people are like, well, you know, you could feel, like, pressured about it. And it's like, whether you feel pressured or not is also just the, like... If it's something where you are feeling uncomfortable, you should probably just get out if they're not, like, physically restraining you. Kind of thing. But... like, he was also being, like, just way too weird about it. And then his, like, his ex-wife was getting involved in the arguments, and it was like, oh boy, we're getting everybody involved kind of thing, right? But, he wrote an episode of Doctor Who, and it's by far one of, like, the most frustrating, because it's very cute, but it does feel like this is a bit fanfiction-y. Because it was like, well, what if the TARDIS got a body? And then it could flirt with the Doctor, and, like, you know, like he loves that thing because it's his baby, it's his car, and then it's like, oh boy, okay, we're doing this, and it's like, it's really cute, and there's, like, some really nice lines in it, but at the end of the day, you do watch it, and you're just like, this feels like it's a bit fanfiction-y. Not a fan of that one overall. Yeah, it's something. Like I said, Doctor Who has some, like, real moments that are, like, incredible and some really fucking terrible writing. It's peaks and valleys. And I feel... here's the thing. As a person who's not a huge Avatar fan of, like, the original series, I felt that when I watched it as a kid, where there was some episodes where I would go through it and just be like... Okay. And there were other ones where I'm like, alright, this fucking rules. And almost every episode that I liked was, like, Zuko-centric.
Yeah, I mean, Zuko was my favorite, like... My favorite episodes are one where, Zuko, like, is the blue spirit and
Yes.
like, kidnaps Aang back. Zuko Alone is a really good one. And then the episode where Katara is like, hey, I want to fucking murder the guy that killed my mom, and Aang is like, you need to learn to forgive and forget, and Zuko's like, yeah, no, let's go kill that fucking son of a bitch.
Aang just like, you have to remember that I am a pacifist monk, and Zuko just being like, I need to remember that I kill people.
I mean, the fact that she just bloodbends without a full moon. And again, she's known as a fucking healer.
I just want to say, I think that, like, waterbending... Like, I understand controlling the water in other people is, like, really hard. But, like, I feel like there's gotta be one guy out there who's insane enough to be like, I've learned to waterbend piss to make you pee yourself.
Probably.
Like, there's gotta be that one
Well, it's
fucking
like-
swamp freak who's just like, I do this so that way I don't have to fight anybody.
Well, it's like in the, I forget what book it is, but, sandbenders learned how to bend the grains of sand in the air so they could walk on air.
Yeah, like, that's crazy.
It's fucking rad, dude.
That's
Or again,
like
how Toph just,
Magneto shit. Like,
or again, how Toph just, like, created metal bending, and then you have the one fucker who's like, nah, bitch, lava bending.
I think the metal bending is, like, a really good running gag of just, it's really hard to learn, but once you teach it, you're just gonna fucking wreck people. Because so much of modern society is metal. And so it's like Toph continuing to just be top tier despite not being able to see.
I used to like Toph, but Toph is Megan's favorite character, and so I very quickly began to hate Toph. I will, however, die on the hill. The hill that is, I believe, Zuko and Katara should have ended up together.
I still will disagree with that one, but that's like, cause like, I want him to be with the goth lady.
But he ends up not being with her anyway.
Yeah, I know. I'm standing with my point. Also, I'm pretty sure that the latest canon stuff has them, like, at least hinting at possibly getting back together again, but it's like, they're constantly seeming to fight internally as to whether or not they want them to be together or not. Which, like, whatever. I'm not, like, the biggest shipping guy. Holy shit. That just fucking annihilated that dude. Duration gem. Alright, let's get some power-ups. Let's get a power-up. Well, Yeah, alright. What's that, like 56 minutes, 54 minutes? I'll end this recording.